Hello, Standard 3. Good morning. How are you today? Are you ready for your next art lesson? If you see in your overview, you need to be able to produce a moving snail today, right? Okay. So later on in your snail, you need to be able to um, produce or also create textures on the snail or even the background of the snails. Okay. So before we get started, um, these are the materials or the art supplies that you need to prepare. Okay, you need your crayons, your watercolors. You might need your glue later on, your scissors, pencils and rubbers. If you don't have popsicle stick, you can use the chopstick, wooden chopstick. And also you also can use anything that looks flat like a popsicle stick. Or even if you don't have these two items at home, you can make your own stick by using cardboard. Okay, just use a cardboard. And you might need tape, okay, masking tape or any type of tape that you have at home to stick the nail to the popsicle stick later on. Okay, all right, so let's get started. Okay, so you might need a few papers here. One is for your background later on. Okay, and then one is for the grass or the any elements or any things that you want to add with the snail later on. And then one more is for your snail's body. Okay, so that is a total of 3 papers you need to prepare. Right, so let's start with the background first. Right, so this will be the background later on. You can just paint it straight away with the color that you want. Can you imagine a snail on a field or on a grass, on something, on a dead leaves? Okay, just use your imagination. Okay, so for me example, maybe I want to draw a snail um, walking slowly on a grass. Okay, right, so this is how you're going to do it. Let's start with the background. Think of how you want to create the background. Okay, what do you want to put there? You want to put some sun, that is up to you. You want to put the some butterflies at the back, you also can do that. Or even more creative, you can put people in a distance, playing in a distance, and then make sure they are looking small because they are in the distance. And your snail needs to be bigger because he or she is nearer to you. Okay, right. um, the background. Okay, I think I'm going to make um, the grass first. Let me choose a color. I'm going to use crayon and do some rubbing technique later over here. So your grass, maybe we can put something like this. Okay, can you see? And then I'm going to use my rubbing technique over here. You can do it like this. You can use any textures you want at home. Okay, be creative. Okay, after I'm doing the rubbing technique later on, I will paint on it with a green color, and then after that I will let it dry first before I cut it. Okay. Alright, so I'm done painting the grass and some flowers over there. Over here, I'm going to put some random dots over here to show the background later on. So I'm going to use white colors. Okay, and I think I'm going to use this yellow colors also. for the dots. Okay, just put some random dots on your paper. And then you also can use the white colors. Okay, so now you are going to paint on over this area, okay, with blue color to show the sky. Where is my blue? Oh, here it is. Okay, so just paint on it with blue color until halfway. Just imagine that you just leave some behind like this, because later on we are going to cut this one and stick it here. Okay, so standard 3, now you have figured out the size of your background and also the ground there, and then now you can imagine how the size of the snail would be. Okay, you want it to be big, then you can do it a big snail. Okay, and the snail shapes and also colors and the texture is it's based on your creativity. Okay, so here I'm going to show you how to draw the snail first. Okay, so you draw the body of the snail first. It looks like C going upward like this, and then okay, and then it has small, the back of the body or the tail is a little small, and this one later. Okay, imagine this is the eye of your snail. Can you imagine SpongeBob snail? Oh, let me zoom this first. Okay, can you see it? I hope you can see it. Okay, so this is the eye of the snail. So this is the eye. Give him a big round eye, and this one. Okay, okay, now do the shell or the body of the snail over here. You can just imagine that this is the shell. Okay, give it a nice round like this. Okay, and then spiral going inwards like this. Okay, can you see it? Now you can use your crayon to outline it, and then you can put textures on it later on. You can do your rubbing technique, or you can use your crayon to create some textures on your own by using patterns or also lines. Okay. So I have already cut the snail and also the flowers over here. Okay, if you have anything in mind for you to add, then you can put it on also. Then you just stick the flower as usual. You can stick it anywhere you want. Right at the background. Okay, maybe you can stick it here if you want to, and then one more flower at the bottom here. Can you see it? Okay, if you don't want to do flowers, then you can do different things like bugs or any other animals that you have in mind. Now let's go back to your snail. So this is what we are going to do. take your popsicle stick, right? Then what you need to do later on is you're going to stick it here to hold the snail like this. But before that, we're going to cut a line over here. You can use your scissors, or you also can ask an adult to help you with it by using a cutter. Okay, so just cut it here, right? I'm going to cut it first. Okay, you just fold it just a little bit like this. Don't give too much pressure on it or force. Okay? Don't force it, just fold a little bit like this, and then you do your cutting. Okay, you cut at this side over here, this part. Okay, fold it, and then I'm going to cut it. Give it a small cutting like this. Okay, and then you can see a hole there, right? And then again, okay, cut all the way to the left, and you also can cut all the way to the right like this. Okay, so now you will have the cutting like this. Now let's go back to your snail. Stick your snail. Oops. Use your masking tape or any tape you have at home. Don't use glue because it won't hold so much. It cannot hold your snail later on. Okay, put it at half of the body of the snail like this. Okay, then this is your snail. Now put your snail inside like this. Okay, you see over here, right? You still have some space, so you pull it all the way like this, and then now you can see your snail is moving. Okay, hi Standard Tree, how are you today?